passing of two influences on a yacht. We're also going to speak about the sad passing of a young man of the age of 14 who was talking to a AI chatbot and sadly took his life. We're also going to be speaking about the ban on vapes. A sad incident that happened to a young lady a sad situation that happened to a young girl of the age of 13 by the actor by three men. We're going to speak about Vybz Kartel and him collapsing in a party and a little bit about what's going on with him. We're also going to speak about Missy Elliott and Queen Latifah receiving the Prestige National Medals of Art. Oh, and about the rapper Little Durk. Okay, I think I'm going to start off with Missy Elliott and Queen Latifah.
Yep.
So, Missy Elliott and Queen Latifah are officially the first two rappers to be the recipients of the Prestige National Medals of Arts honor. President Joe Biden presented the National Medals of Arts and National Humanities Awards at the White House on Monday the 21st of October. Missy Elliott and Queen Latifah are both the first rappers to get the distinction, and they were among 39 others who also received it. Okay, so obviously I think most of you know Missy Elliott, and for those who don't, she is a rapper, she's a singer, she's a songwriter, and she's also a dancer and a producer. And she is actually the only female rapper who has 6 certified platinum albums. And Queen Latifah is a actress, singer, rapper, record producer, and a songwriter. So Elliott is said to be really chuffed and had shared it on her formerly Twitter, stating that I am humbly grateful. Also gave a shout out and congratulated the other people as well who received it. Just to name some of them, who also received the award was Spike Lee, Eva Longoria, Leva Burton, and also the late Selena Quintanilla. Okay. Also, Joe Biden was very happy with them, and he also quoted that they have helped to make us a better America with all that they have done and all that they have contributed. So yeah, big up to all of those people who received that.
Yep.
Next, we're gonna go into Vybz Kartel with his bad self. So he was out and he fell down.
Yeah, he was with his girlfriend, partying, and then he collapsed.
So it says that the fans are worried recently after he seemingly collapsed after he was seen partying with his friends and girlfriend, Sidem, on Monday night. The dancehall star was seen being carried out of a club in Jamaica. Sources tell the Jamaican Observer that Vybz, who has been open about his battle with Graves' disease, is doing okay. Yeah, well, I don't even know if that's to do with his illness or whatever. I don't. He could have had too much to drink, was just a little bit tired, and fell down. As they said, he's doing okay now, so doesn't.
I feel like he should. I feel like he should take it easy because he's just come out of prison, and because he's got the that going on, I feel like you should take it easy and just give it a rest. Like, just relax. Make sure your body is at health first. Make sure it's good, and then you can maybe think about partying and along the way. But for now, I think you should just rest, take it easy, make sure he gets the right
treatment.
Yeah, make sure he gets the right treatment. Yeah, and one more thing as well. I feel like him performing is too soon.
Really?
I feel like, because you know how he's performing in December.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like it's too soon because he just come out of prison, and I feel like he should not think about getting on stage quickly and getting ready to perform. I feel like he should take it easy first and make sure his body is at the right health. And yeah,
I think he's excited, isn't he? He's out, and all the things that he was restricted before that he couldn't do, like, he's excited now that he can do it. So he's all over the place. I think he does drink a lot though, because most of the time when you see him, he's drinking. Do you know what I mean? But he's enjoying life.
Yeah, he is.
What I was gonna say was that I swear he was meant to be marrying my girl. But I don't hear any talk of that. And if I'm not wrong, I'm sure I haven't seen a ring, or I haven't seen any videos where, he's done any public announcement where, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, I hope he's not doing that thing. Like, you know what I mean? When he was inside and then you're saying all these things, I want to spend my life with you, because she held it down for him. She dealt with his, all these affairs and stuff like that. She didn't rob him. She waited for him. She was his ride or die, do you know what I mean? Handling everything that he couldn't handle. You get me? Ran smooth because of her. So I hope he's just not going to leave her hanging. Because like I said, he hasn't said anything. And then sometimes when guys say that, when they come out, their mindset changes. Because they're restricted and, you know, this person's loving on them and they're doing all these things. So then now that's their favourite person. Yeah. But then as soon as they come out now, and then other opportunities are posed to them, or they have other opportunities with people, sometimes they forget the promises that they made, and then now you're not the main thing in it, and so they may not stick to their words and come good on it. Because he hasn't said anything. He claims he introduces her to people, he takes her places, they go out, all the rest of it.
Maybe he's not ready yet.
But if he was ready when he was inside, then you should be ready now. That's what I'm saying. A lot of them, they're ready when they're inside, but when they come out and the breeze lick their skin, all of a sudden, you're not ready anymore. But yes, I hope he's not doing that thing, and I hope he does, because she was there for him.
Yeah.
So I hope he does.
And she's a good woman.
Mm-hmm. And he's taking a bit of liberties actually as well. Some of the interviews and that he's doing, I feel like he's too close to some of the females and that, you know what I mean? Or kind of flirting. And I know, like, you know, as an artist, you've got to be a certain way because, you know, for your fans and that. But if you've got a partner, then you need to be respectful of your partner, and you just need to be mindful of that.
I was going to say that as well. I feel like if you're an artist and you're in a relationship, I feel like you should know like what to do and what not to do.
Yeah,
I feel like
have to be boundaries, you get me?
Around, I don't think you would like it.
No.
So,
remember when they was having that interview not the other day, but a good couple of weeks ago. Sorry. And she was asking the guy for some Wi-Fi. And he didn't like that. And he told her something like, hey, don't do that again or whatever. But he didn't realise, did he realise the camera? No, he didn't know the camera was running.
No, he didn't realise that it was on.
So that was the true him. Yeah, he didn't realise the camera was running. He got vexed from that little thing there. And she obviously wanted Wi-Fi so she could record the show for him so that they've got footage, you know what I mean? But yeah. So, you know, it's kind of like one thing for him and then probably another thing for her. But yes, I hope I'm going to be watching to see if he does actually come good. The next thing I'm going to talk about, is like vapes. Me personally, myself, vapes, you know, you love them, innit? So me personally, myself, have stopped smoking and I use vapes. So apparently, the UK officially bans disposable vapes. Suppliers have until the 1st of June next year, obviously, to get rid of their stock. The sale of disposable vapes will be banned in England, said the move is intended to prevent environmental damage and protect children's health. Disposable vapes are difficult to recycle, they're saying, and typically they end up in the landfill. Now, where their batteries can leak harmful waste like battery acid, lithium, and mercury into the environment. The government have said. So in 2022, vapes were discarded containing a total of more than, and this is shocking, 40 tons of lithium, enough to power 5,000 electrical cars. I don't understand that. So first of all, I want to know, you know, like when it first came out, it would have had to be approved. Who approved it? How can it have that much lithium in it that it can power up 5,000 electric cars? And also I want to say, the lithium is in the battery. So it's not in the actual vape, in the liquid, I'd say. But so, you know, this was approved. And so I get fed up when they make stuff, they make a lot of money from it, and then they withdraw it saying, oh, you know, it's not good for human consumption and that. This was approved at one point. And so it was approved to say that it was fine for human consumption or for humans to use. And now you want to pull it, just like the scooters. You make a whole heap of scooters, you make everybody get accustomed to them. It's a new way of life, people's getting to work on them, people dropping their kids to school on them, whatever. And then you want to do a ban on them after people have spent their money and bought it again. Who approved this? Somebody approved it and said that they was fine and they were safe to be on the road, and then all of a sudden you want to... And I still see people on scooters, so I don't even know if that ban ever came into play. Or maybe it's the ones that were going so fast or something like that, I don't know. But there was some kind of talk of... and I was just thinking, like, you know what I mean? So many people have got them and have come to rely on them. Why are you now going to, like, ban them type of thing? Right. Now, the next thing I am going to talk about, this one's sad still. So, it's kind of Game of Thrones AI chatbots be responsible for a teenager's suicide. Right. Oh, sorry, and before I go to that, can I just say one more thing about the vapes? Sorry. So for those, So for those people who have become to rely on them and who are trying to stop smoking, what are they going to do once these are banned? So from the 1st of June, if there's not going to be no more... but hold on a minute. They did say disposable ones. Actually, okay, that's cool. It's disposable ones. So they're not going to do away with them completely. It's the disposable ones, so forget that. Okay, so can a Game of Thrones AI chat be responsible for a teenager's suicide? So the mother of a 14-year-old boy who sadly passed after falling in love with an AI chat box, has filed a lawsuit against its creator. So the character AI, which makes the role playing bot Okay, so we are heartbroken by the tragic loss of one of our users. This is what the company have said when the mum had put to them their argument and when they had learned of what had happened, and they want to express their deepest condolences to the family. As a company, we take the safety of our users very seriously. It says residents could. So again, they posed the question: couldn't AI chatbots really be responsible for suicide, and should there be more regulations? So it's reported that on the last day, the young boy who was called Suel took his phone and had texted his closest friend, which was the AI bot, and it was named after a character that was in the Game of Thrones. He had text, "I miss you, baby sister," and the chatbot had messaged back, "I miss you too, sweet brother." Apparently, the young boy was in the 9th grade, and this was in Orlando, Florida. And it said that he had spent months talking to the chat box, which is a role-playing app that allows users to create their own characters or chat to characters that have been created by others. So apparently, and this is what is confusing. So apparently, he knew that the character was not real. He knew that the character was not a real person, and that the output and the responses were that coming from a AI language model. But despite this, he unfortunately had developed an emotional attachment. He would apparently text the chatbot constantly. He would come in from school and he would go straight to his room and he would be on the phone chatting to chatbots for how many hours. The mum said that he had become somewhat of a recluse. He was isolating himself in his room. He wasn't going out with his friends. He was no longer playing Formula One. So all the things that he enjoyed, he had lost interest in it and he wasn't doing. So she actually saw a change in him, but I don't think that she knew that it would obviously come to this and it would be this bad. You know, you wouldn't kind of thing, and you learn from certain things. So I'm a bit conflicted now at this point, because in the beginning I was saying I thought that the company was at fault. But as I read more and I'd done more investigations, they went on to say, well, when it went on to say that the young man knew that the chatbots was not real, so you knew that it wasn't real. And also, it also says that it states it on the website, and apparently when you're using the chat, at the top of the chat, it says at the top as well, it reminds you that it's not real. So my reason for thinking that they was to blame, or had, blame was on their hand, is because I felt like maybe it wasn't stated clear enough that this thing wasn't real, and then obviously the boys maybe got mixed up with make believe and real life kind of thing. But actually they stated it clearly. It says it above the chat, so it was there. So I mean, now my argument is that maybe was he too young to be using it? Maybe they need to consider the ages that they are allowing to use it, because at the age of 14, if he knew that it wasn't real but yet still managed to build up an emotional attachment, it's like maybe, although he started off knowing that it wasn't real, because he was talking to the chatbots every day and it seemed like it was somebody real, maybe he started to mix it up and start to think it was really true. Yeah. And even the way he sent the message, "I miss you, baby sister," I was just thinking, you can miss things. Like you can say something, "Oh, I miss my house, I miss my car," because you don't want to walk. You get me? You miss your house, you want to go home, you relax. But when he says, "I miss you, baby sister," I think it kind of shows that maybe there's a crossover from make believe and fake and going into real, like where he's maybe getting a bit confused. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, so I think that maybe they could look at the ages, because maybe a brain, maybe at his age, maybe it's not mature enough to, do you understand, clearly to separate the two, because unfortunately he sadly took his life. Yeah.
No, I was gonna say, I think as you said, V, maybe if they are doing AI chatbots, maybe do like age, as you said, age. When you said they must think about the age of people that are using it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they should think about the ages. I feel like maybe, I don't know, older people could use it, but maybe at the same time they could think that it's real as well.
Yeah, right. I was thinking the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Yeah, because the chat box is responding back to you and stuff like that, and it seems like real life, and they're answering you like it is your, like you're talking to your friend and stuff.
Yeah.
So I was actually thinking as well, like somebody who maybe doesn't have a lot of friends, doesn't have really a wide social circle, doesn't really go out and stuff like that, would become like quite reliant on something like that because you don't really have anyone to talk to, and you've got this thing to talk to. So this is going to be the thing that, I don't know if you've got any secrets or anything exciting happening. It's going to it probably will be the first go-to to go and tell. Because when the article first started, they started off by saying that he texted his closest friend, and so I thought that he was texting a friend, And then as I read on, the closest friend, they were referring to that. They meant the character from the game, from the AI thing. So yeah, I don't know. So I don't really know when the mum says she's blaming them for what are you blaming them for, kind of thing. It was stated clearly that it's not real. So what, I know, and I think that maybe obviously she's lost her child, so she's in pain and she's angry, you know what I mean? But
when I first read it, I thought it was he didn't know that.
This is why I was putting blame on them, and I was like, they need to make it clearer, maybe.
Yeah.
And then as I read on, I thought, well, hold on, no, they've got it all over their thing, and then they've got it at the top of the chat. So there's, that it's not real type of thing. But again, his age and maybe with whatever he had going on, and his lifestyle and stuff like that. But I mean, he had friends. He was going out and doing these things, but for some reason they say he became obsessed with it, which is very, very sad. And then
I feel like people need to be careful on what they're doing, these days. I'm not really trying to say the wrong thing, because
I don't know, I feel like
so.
And there is rules and regulations and everything like that. And obviously, again, for it to be for people to be able to use it, again, it's been approved that it's okay and everything. I don't know. I just feel like I don't know if there's much that the company could have done differently to prevent this. You understand me? It's someone who unfortunately got a little bit emotionally tied up with this, and you don't know what's in people's head or how people are going to process things. So I don't know if there's much more that they could do. I mean, now that that's happened, maybe they need to, I don't know, take steps to really push it in people's face that it's not real. Constant reminders, I don't know.
But I think AI should go. I think they should.
Yeah,
ban it
all
as
this
well,
AI thing. I don't know where they came from. Don't get me wrong, it's good for certain things, but I was thinking a couple of years ago, it wasn't that. Do you know what I mean? Also, for parents to okay, right. So you want to give your children privacy and stuff like that, but obviously if they're under the age of 18, you need to go in their phones and see what's going on. You don't have to do it in front of them. You could do it when they're sleeping so that they don't feel like you're violating them and you're all up in their business. Yeah. But you need to go in there and see what's going on. I don't know if the mum could have done much, but if she had gone in there and maybe saw to the level and rated her, then maybe she could have spoken to him. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? But I do think that as parents, we need to keep a check on our children, see what they're doing, see what kind of apps they're using, and kind of see where their mind is at and make sure that everything's okay with them. Do you know what I mean? But yeah. So condolences to his mum and to the family. Yeah, rest in peace, Suo. Right, and so I'm just going to do some shout outs. Big up Kelly, big up, am I saying that right?
Big
Azza.
up Kelly K, big up Azza. Azza, I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. What's the topic today, V?
It was, okay, well, I spoke already about vapes, the ban on vapes, disposable vapes, and I spoke already about Queen Latifah and Missy Elliott, just about them getting a Prestige National Medals Awards. And I spoke about Vybz Kartel collapsing. That's just a little recap of what I've done, and about his current partner. And I'm just now going to go on to, and then after this we're going to take a little break. Right, you see, Azza, exactly. I hope I'm pronouncing the name properly. Exactly. Like I said, you don't want to infringe on their privacy and stuff like that. But like I said, when you're under the age of 18, what privacy have you got? You're not meant to have a lock on your phone, because we need to just make sure we're keeping you safe. That's the whole reason about it. It's not where we're trying to be nosy and we're just trying to be nosy all up in your business. We want to keep you safe and make sure if anything's happening that we can maybe prevent or control or whatever, then, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I feel like sometimes we don't go through the phones because we're not thinking of these things. But there's so much things to contend with now. People pretending to be female when they're male, people pretending to be younger when they're older, and vice versa. So you really have to be careful. But yeah, so I agree with you.
100% is.
Okay, so now, and then afterwards we're going to take a little break. Okay, so we're going to go on about, it's two influencers. Unfortunately, they passed. So two influencers drowned during a yacht party after refusing to wear life jackets. Come on, man, we've got to do better. Because it would ruin their... because it would ruin their selfies and tans. Oh my gosh. The drowning of 2 influencers after their overcrowded yacht was sunk by the wave had refused to wear their life jackets, cops have revealed. I want to say also as well that when I read this article, it didn't say any others had died. So it's literally like the 2. Did you read any others?
No.
It's literally like it was these 2 because they didn't wear the life jacket.
Okay. So yeah, them chas, they didn't wear the
life jacket. And I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Aline Tamara Moreira that name is long. Amorim, 37, and Beatriz Tevez de Silva Ferreira, 27, were found dead after their yacht sank off a stretch off the Brazilian coast known as the Devil's Throat. What a name. The captain, one of five survivors, said he had been ordered to take 6 influencers to the shore, despite his boat having a maximum capacity of 5 passengers. When the craft was hit by a huge wave on the September 27th, it was too heavy to ride it, and it began to sink. Beatrice today was found first, drifting out to sea, and was recovered by Brazil's firefighters. Heartbreakingly, mum of one, Aline, who could not swim, was found a week later. So you see, one of them was a mum, and obviously, they was daughters and all the rest of it. Yeah. I'm not like that, so, condolences to the family, but I don't know why we didn't wear the life coat though, the life jackets. Me personally, I can swim, but I don't, I get a bit panicked if I'm in a lot of water, and if I was in a situation like that, I'm going to wear the life jacket, because if I fall in the water or whatever, like I'm getting on, I might not be able to swim to the shore. I'm going to get tired beforehand, so I'm going to wear the life jacket. But first of all, the captain's at fault, it would appear, because you had too many people on there.
And another thing is, if they were saying, okay, we're not going to wear the lifeguard thing, what was you doing on the boat in the first place?
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like the captain should have said, okay, no lifeguard, no boat.
Right. And I think that's something.
Be on the safe
well done,
side.
Kai, because that's something they could do actually. So before the boat leaves, you make sure that everyone's got it on. Yeah. Anyone who's got a problem with it, then you can't sell. You know what I mean? Yeah. Sorry. Then you need to come off. It's very simple. Because look now, we always learn from mistakes and when things happen. But I don't know, man. Come on, you just have to wear the jacket. And like I said, they were the only 2. So if they was wearing the jacket, it's like they would have been fine. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Why not for selfies and tan? So now we've got some nice pictures of selfies and tan, and then we're missing 2 individuals now. Yeah. 2 lives cut short for what? Yeah. All right, so people, we're going to take a little break, and we're going to play
Quick
some
break,
music.
Peeps.
A long break, no Jack. And then we'll be back.
This is Tyrone Bradley, and wherever you are in the world, you can listen to the Choice FM UK London via the TuneIn app or on the website, which is www.choicefmuk.com. UK.
Send a message to the studio via WhatsApp to +44 7548 806927.
Hey yo, man, this the Cons, right? I'm with my man Mark Ronson. This what happens when you take a throwback from Trees Russin, you mix it with the Sunshine Girl, A. Marie, go a little something like this.
Funny how it's hard to find the words sometimes to know. Wishing we could read minds, don't wanna let our feelings show. So even if you say you don't understand, I'm willing to give as much time as I can. Every time I rise me.
Choice FM UK. Choice FM UK. Choice FM UK. Send a message to the studio via WhatsApp to +44.
Right, people, we're back.
We are back. Yeah, thanks for that, Mandy M. So I've just pulled up another story, which I wasn't going to talk about, but I'm going to talk about it now. So thanks for that, Mandy. Yeah, so this is about a mother of three. Her name is Danielle Pushes. Her name is Danielle. So it's saying Danielle pushes 2 prams down the street in South London. Her only thought is, where will they all sleep tonight? It says that she's 21, and it says she has 3 children, all under the age of 5. She had a council house in Southwark, but had to move out because she faced threats of violence. She didn't know that going to the police would make her end up being homeless. It says obviously she's heartbroken, she's panicking, with nowhere else to go. Danielle is in a park with her 3 children, 2 daughters, aged 1 and 4, and her 2-year-old son. She says to them, "I'm so sorry. I wish it could all be better." She tells them she tells them. It says her eldest child clutches a plastic toy and asks, "When are they going home?" The mum sadly replies to her, "We don't have a home anymore." And she says she can't hide the truth from them any longer. So it looks like maybe to save, she hasn't been trying to show them the pain and the struggle that she's going through. It says that she has long dark hair and she's wearing a puffer jacket. It says she is pacing her mobile phone of homeless, and basically she was not their responsibility, but the kids, who are all under the age of 18, were. And they told her very clearly, if she doesn't find accommodation, they're going to take the children from her. She's not their problem. They're not looking to house her. They will take the children and they will house them. So, rather than give her the support and just give them all somewhere, and it was all because she didn't want to go to a certain borough. And that's another thing. Why have they not offered her, if she's not safe to be in the borough that she's in, then for her safety, take her out of that. But then why have you taken her off the housing list altogether? She's got 3 young children as well, so that is meant to be a priority here. You can't have 3 young children like that on the streets.
Yeah.
How can they take her out of accommodation because on the police say so, because the police say that she's not safe in that borough, so don't you take her and put her in another borough? She's still your problem. You can't just leave her there like that. Do you know what I mean? You take her and you put her somewhere else. I feel really sorry for her. It's all like, look nice, all dark already. It's like, what time is it? It's 5 o'clock and it's so dark outside there already. Imagine being on the streets with 3 children. You probably don't even want to close your eyes because you don't even know, you know what I mean? Like, this is disgusting, man. And then I'm thinking, like, whose responsibility? As far as I'm concerned, she's the council's. I feel like she's still Suffolk Council's responsibility because you had a duty to house her, but when the police told you that she's not safe to be in that borough, this is where they get clever now and they go through the little loophole, because now, well, you was in that borough, so we have to cater for you. Now they're saying that you're not safe to be in this borough. They feel like they don't have a duty. You need to put her somewhere else.
Or what Mandy M said, or even emergency housing.
Or even emergency housing. I think the council, they're too tight. I think they're more than happy, obviously, not to pay out for her. But how are you happy to not? That's not a good enough reason for me. For you to turn around and say, listen, we won't be paying accommodation for you anymore because we've received from the police information that says you are not safe to be here. If you're trying to help this lady, then you would take her and put her somewhere else where she's going to be safe, out of borough. I think this is disgusting. Yeah, and I didn't even know, until Mandy said that, I didn't even see the story. I saw another lady that had 11 children.
I saw that one, yeah.
She needs to get like more coverage because, sometimes then the council will be embarrassed because they can't leave her there like that. She needs to get more courage and but obviously it's on this. So hopefully she will, get the help that she needs. Because, sometimes when you jump borough to borough, especially if you've been evicted, then it's hard to go in another borough. They don't really want to touch you, it's like you're blacklisted. But she wasn't evicted of her own doing. She was evicted because the council stopped paying because they're saying that she's not safe to be in that borough. So obviously now the landlord can evict her because he's not getting his rent, so he's within his right. But you can't just leave the lady like that with 3 young children. But she needs to be careful because if the council are saying they don't want to help her, the next thing they're going to start doing is focusing on them children. And they're going to start saying that she cannot have 3 children not in a and not have a suitable house for them, which is their fault because they're not providing everyone. She's not working. She's not got no means to sort out private renting, I'm sure, on her own. So they got to do better. They can't just leave her like that. I would, if I was her, because I ain't got nothing else to do, I'd be going to that until they get fed up of me. I'd be going to there and I'd be sitting in there night and day. I'd be sitting in there until it closes because I don't have nowhere to go with my children. So I'd be sitting in there till they get bored of me. Security would have to remove me because I've got nowhere to go when night time comes. But then does this lady not have any family? Does she not have any friends? Does she not have anybody? And even that would be only temporary. You've got 3 children. You can't be trying to sofa surf. How long is that gonna? But man, I don't even know what to say. I just feel really, really bad for her. And she's young as well. I feel really bad for her. That must be a lot of pressure. It says it's because of the lefties. What's the lefties? What's this? What's the lefties? David Allen. It's because of the... Did I read that right?
Yeah, lefties.
Lefties. I don't know what that is.
I'm not too sure what that means.
Yeah,
David.
Mandy, and for real, shame on Suffolk Council. That's like really, really disgusting what they're doing there. Do you know what I mean? And they've got properties. All councils have got properties and links to that. They've got properties in other areas and stuff like that. They need to put her somewhere else. They need to put her somewhere else.
Yeah.
How can they just leave her there like that? This is crazy.
Yeah.
Madness. So I'm gonna follow up her story as well and see, like, you get me. I'll be checking in to see, to see, like, you know, do they help her? Where she ends up? Does she get a place and all the rest of it? If they can't give her a place, the minimum they need to do is they need to put her in temporary accommodation until they sort it out of borough, and they need to pay for it until the left wing and the government, yeah, definitely they're dodgy, man. I mean, they've literally found a loophole there. So because they said that she's unsafer to be in the area, you now feel like you just pull away all support. I don't understand that. How does that work? You're still like, you've got a duty of care to house her and her. She didn't make herself homeless because you stop paying the rent. If the rent is not being paid, then the landlords have the right to kick you out. This is all Suffolk Council doing. It's all them. I just don't understand what they're doing. That's why this lady, she can't be left like that. Surely not. Yeah. And then also councils people don't like to be embarrassed and highlighted and look bad and stuff like that. So hopefully with all the coverage and all the rest of it and people like on her side and everything, hopefully they're going to do something for her. What will she do on the weekend? Because you know, like Monday to Friday, you can call them, maybe Monday to Friday, if it's not too far, you can go in the office. That's another thing. She might not be able to travel to the office. She's got 3 children as well. Maybe they're going to school and she ain't got time, you know, to be running up and down like that. And on the weekends, they're closed. Do you get me? So from the housing, if that was me, I would be in the housing place Monday to Friday, and then on the weekends, from Friday night till Sunday, I'd be in the police station. That's where I'm going to be, because I don't have anywhere to go. I've got 3 young children that I need to keep safe. I'm going to have anxieties. We're not safe in it. I'm not staying on the streets. I'm not staying on a park bench. You can't even trust people these days in broad daylight, let alone, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so Fraser said it's very sad world, and the council say they are underfunded. Yeah, exactly. They say that, you know, but like, you know, they have a duty of care in it. Every April, every council seems to get their funds because that's their financial year. And what I find they do is like, they seem to hold on to the money. They don't want to spend it at first. I get it. You want to stretch it out throughout the year. And so there's certain things that they wouldn't do. And then like when it's coming towards the end of the year now, they need to get rid of the money, as you're not going to get the same amount the following year. So then now anything you ask for that is within, you know, policies and stuff like that, you will get it. Do you know what I mean? But it's madness. Okay, and couldn't shelters help? This is what I'm saying. There's so many there's so many options here that they could offer to this lady. I don't understand why she's on the streets of London. I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, they have the funding. She's got 3 young children. You know, like, you have a duty of care. She's not safe to be in the borough, okay. So where do we go from here? Put me somewhere else. Where, you know, like, I don't even know, the neighbouring boroughs or something like that. Yeah. You've got links. Send me out of London, whatever, innit? Do something with me. You can't leave me like that. You can't leave me like that, man. And it's getting cold. You get me? It's getting cold, man. Yeah. It's getting cold. She's got a little puffer jacket, but you know when you're outside, that the cold starts to settle on you. Do you know what I mean? And like, this is craziness. I'm gonna follow her story, and I hope, man. I hope by Christmas, you know, I hope she gets somewhere straight away. But I hope by Christmas she's sitting down in a house where it's warm with her children, and she's got a little bit more. A little bit more hopeful. Things start to look up for her. She can't be left like that. Definitely not. There's a God, and God is not sleeping. So we're going to keep her our eye on her, Danielle, and we're going to follow her story and see. We're going to follow her story and see what happens. Good afternoon, Abdul, the Uber driver. Well, we got an Uber driver.
DJ Dodge has been in his Uber before.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yes, Abdul.
We got Abdullah.
Afternoon, sister. Come over on a boat. You will get all the help you will need via the government. Really? Tell us more, Abdul. I think at this point, I think she'd be willing to go anywhere. You know, like sometimes you ain't got nowhere to go. You're kind of desperate. So maybe something that you wouldn't have thought of before, you might. You know what I mean? But and she's young as well, man. She's young as well.
Let's just hope she gets the right help that she needs and she has a good...
And you see, she took the children, and you can see she's still a good mum, because at the end of the day, she's going through all of that, but she still took her children to go and get their vaccination. So, you know what I mean? She's keeping up and making sure they stay healthy and everything.
Yeah.
And then that's when she was reported. But I don't understand what she was reported for. Like, how would they know that she's homeless just from a visit? Because when you go to the hospital, you go to the doctors, you're already registered with them, so they've got you down at an address already.
Yeah.
They wouldn't know that she's been evicted from, you know what I mean? They wouldn't know all of that unless she's told it to them. But like these people, they're meant to support you, and all they want to do is knock you down. So she goes to bring her children for a vaccination, and then now you want to report her to social services. She ain't got enough to deal with. Like, she's trying to find a property for all of them, which the council will not give her. So social services need to go and speak to Suffolk Council. That's what they need to do. And tell them that they need to support her. Like, that's me, they're not taking my kids anyway, and I'm gonna have to, like, they wouldn't find me, because my kids ain't going, no, it's not my fault, and then you're trying to take my children away from me. The one thing she has left, her children. If you take those kids from her now, what is she gonna have? And she probably would, do you know what I mean? Like, no. So yeah, we're gonna keep our eye on Daniel, and we're gonna follow the story, and hopefully...
to the one that's got the 11 kids.
Yeah, there's another one, but... okay, so there's another one, and she's got 11 kids, and she's in... Sorry, she's in a temporary accommodation. It's like it's one big room. I don't even know how, with bare beds and all the rest of it. And when I saw the article, it was literally about a couple of days ago, and she was actually currently pregnant. So what I do want to say is, and apparently she's been living in that situation for a good couple of years. I think they said 20 years. She's been living like that for a long time, yeah? What I want to say is, yeah, is that I don't know how many children she had when she moved there, but if things are that hard, then maybe we should stop making kids. You've got 11 kids, and then I think this one makes 12. You're not in the best situation. Money's a little bit tight. You can't get a car. I'm not saying you must put your family on hold. I'm not saying you must put your life on hold. You want to have kids, you have kids.
At least
that's your
sure
business.
You're stable first.
But make sure you can support them financially, all the rest of it.
Yeah.
And it's not ideal for you to be having children and everyone's in a one space, in this one little room. Like, if you've been there for so long and everything, like, maybe not like that, but maybe you should just hold back on making some more children until you get a place that is big enough for you and your family. Do you know what I mean? But you're steady making more and more children, but each to their own. I hope she gets somewhere as well, because it's bad, and some people go undetected. Do you know what I mean? But and me personally, I couldn't live like that. Yes, you see, yes, she's been there 20 years. I couldn't. I don't like things disarrayed, and I don't like too much things around me, and I don't like things in corners in my house. I like to see things clear. So all like this, obviously, if there's a lot of people living in one place, and it's going to be very congested and all the rest of it, and that alone would just wind me up. To have a clear mind, I need to have a clear space. You know what I mean? So that is madness. I'd be down there every day. How can they have me in a temporary accommodation for 20 years? Like, that's ridiculous. Like, when you hear the word temporary, once upon a time, temporary was temporary, and it might have been a couple of weeks, a couple of months, or whatever. But now temporary, if like someone's somewhere for like a year or two, or whatever, I get it. But like 20 years, past 5 years, past 10 years, like, what are we doing? There's loads of properties out there that are empty. There's loads of properties out there being built. I don't understand why some people are suffering like this. Because I think a lot of the properties as well, I think that they're making, I think they want the money, the big boy monies. So I think a lot of the properties, some of the properties that they're making are like apartments to be rented out. They're not meant to be for council use, which means, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
the people on the list that have been waiting for how long and all the rest of it are not going to be... people that they're looking to house, kind of thing. So Abdul, the Uber driver, says, I have 6 children, 2 wives, and 5-bed house. I'm very lucky indeed. Maybe you can take Danielle up. No, I'm joking. 6 children, 2 wives, and 5 beds. Is that enough beds? There's 6 children and 2 wives. That's 8 people, no? Plus yourself is 7. No. But there's 5 beds. Isn't there a bed missing? There should be an extra bed, I think, Abdul, there should be about 7 beds, no? Yeah, man, there's 8 people there. There should be 8 beds. Abdul, you need 3 more beds. I don't know. Kai said he's joking. I don't know. Maybe he is. If he isn't, 3 more beds. IKEA's got some sales still. January, got some good sales coming up. January, so I'll get some beds for like on discount and stuff. Okay, so that's our girl Daniela.
Right, so moving on
to
the next
So we're going to go
topic.
into, this story is really sad. And okay, so this monster is called Jemiah Jackson. He was part of 3 men who were jailed for a 13-year-old girl. So she was coming from Hammersmith train station, and they lured her to a flat. He was with the likes of another guy called Paul Maxwell, who was 24. And he was of Wood Lane Estates. I never understand why they give the people's address, you know. I like, differently, you've gone inside, innit? But why do you give people's address? But still. He received 12.5 years behind bars. And Kayon Bola, who was 29, of no fixed address, so convenient. And Jemiah also, just to say that Jemiah also is 24. They were both handed 11 years. So for some reason, the last 2 got 11 and Jemiah got a 1.5 years extra. So first of all, I don't even think the sentence is long enough. I feel like they should have gotten life. Because, you know, in England, you can do certain things and you can be out of jail in 2 minutes. You know what I mean? Little tap on the hand, 2 years down the line, you're out. So if he got like 12.5, I'm thinking maybe he might do about 6. So this geezer, when he's 30, he'll be out. And then these 2 down here got 11. I feel like you do half, innit? And then if you're on remand, they double up the time and all this business. So they'll probably do about 5. So one of them will be like 36 when he comes out, and the next one will be like 30. And I'm thinking, you can be rehabilitated, you can change around your life. I just don't think 5 years is going to be, me personally, I don't think 5 years is enough time for you to sit back, look at what you've done, and really, I don't know, I don't think it's enough time for you to be a changed person. You get me? Me personally, you lured her, she's 13 years of age, I don't know if she was in school uniform or what, but like, because some of these children, sometimes they don't look their age. I don't know if she was caked up with makeup or whatever, that she looked older, but either way, they used the word lured, which means you had bad intentions. Do you understand me? You brought her to this house with intentions to do ill doing. You get me? So thank God they got caught. And I hope the little girl is okay, because you know that sometimes you go through these things, or these things happen to people, and although they've been caught, that's one thing, because you know, like, to know that they're still out on the road, you could be thinking they might come for me again and all these kind of things. But the pain that is left with you, the trauma, you know, the flashbacks, the memories, the anxieties that you get from it, it's life changing. Do you know what I mean? You've gone through something, an ordeal, which wasn't very nice. You get me? And it's gonna stay with you. It's gonna stay with you. So I hope that she's getting the support and stuff that she needs, and I hope that she'll be okay. And these guys, I don't think the sentence is long enough. I feel like UK needs to do something here. Like, when people do certain crimes and stuff like that, I feel like depending on the crime that you've done, the time should warrant the crime that you've done. Do you understand me? Like, people are doing things and getting a little tap on their hand, and then they're back on the streets of London again, just doing madness. So, and when they say Lord, I couldn't get too much on it, but when they say Lord, I don't know, like, if...
is it Lord? I thought
it's
Lord.
Yeah, Lord. Same thing, as in, like, she was brought to the house kind of thing, like. So I don't know if they scared her, you know, if they told her, you know, you better come with us or whatever, or if they befriended her or what. I mean, you're 13, what are you doing talking to a big man anyway? But that's dread. She's 13.
You know, I never actually thought about it like that.
Yeah, she's 13, exactly, she's a little girl, so I don't know if all 3 of them, it says 3 men. I mean, well, they all done whatever they done to her, but I don't know who lured her to the house. It could have been one guy. Who knows? He could have posed as he was younger. Said he was a bit younger, talking to her nice, come to, you know what I mean, or whatever. I don't know. And that's another thing about these kids. We have to talk to our children, because some of these people want to grow up too quick, and sometimes they don't listen. You tell them certain things, and they just think you're being moany and all the rest of it, but there is bad people out there with bad intentions. You must listen to your people. You must listen to your family. You must listen to when people are giving you advice and telling you the do's and the don'ts. Yes, your life, and inevitably, you are going to make your own decisions, but there's so much going on in the world. You know what I mean? Some things we don't even think about, things that we learn about because we'll read something and we're like, oh my God, we wouldn't even have thought of it, but then you learn about things, and you know what I mean? We've got to be, like, stay woke, man. People got to pay more attention and not be so naive and gullible, and not everyone's your friend, and do you know what I mean? Just be careful out there. Yeah, so Mandy M said some nasty men, definitely some nasty men, because they're grown men. They're grown men. Do you know what I mean?
I'm not trying to come across as rude or anything, because I know it's a sensitive topic and that, but if you're a young girl, why would you be going to their house, and them, why would they want to, you know, the 13-year-old...
Well, they used the word lured, so, I mean, like, that she was tricked.
But why would you be thinking of doing that in the first place?
Who?
Like, the 3 men.
Yeah.
I'm saying, why would you be thinking of doing that and thinking of doing that to a child. I thought that's just
Because it's easy. First of all, they probably thought they were going to get away with it. It was probably very easy to get her there. And, and they're sick people. You know what I mean? I couldn't begin to understand why they done it, because I don't think like them, do you know what I mean? But they're clearly sick people. They've probably all done it before, and it's just this time you got caught. Because it's all three of you as well, do you know what I mean?
Or maybe it's because they've probably have experienced that, but even if you was to, that gives you no right to do it to another person.
Well, and this is the excuse that people were making it.
Right, yeah.
When they, you know what I mean, for real, if we had watched the court, because they probably would have said that. Sometimes people like to say, you know, when they were younger, something happened to them, and then I'm going to say they use it as an excuse, because when it happened to you, you know, it felt like you was violated and you didn't like it, do you know what I mean? But then you've gone on to do it to somebody else. Once you've now reached an age where you're an adult and you can now inflict that kind of pain and scaredness onto somebody else, you've now decided to go and do that. You could have gone the other way and you could have made sure to protect children and make sure you're never going to be like that because it's happened to you and you know what it feels like. Do you know what I mean? So that's like... I think that's one of the biggest cop-outs when someone says, you know, it happened to me, and then you've gone in to do it yourself. Like, come on, man.
Still doesn't give you the right to do that to someone
like, come
else,
on.
no.
Like, you're meant to, like, know better. You know what I mean? It happened to you.
Wrong,
you
right.
probably didn't have any control over it. But for you to now go on to do that to somebody else is, you know what I mean? It's warped. It's really warped for you to now inflict that same pain on someone else. And you know exactly the damage that it does.
Yeah.
All right. We are going to take another break soon, but before we do, we're going to talk about...
Right, moving on to the next topic, peeps.
Yeah, so we're just going to talk about Little Durk.
Little Durk.
And for those who don't know, he's a Chicago rapper. He was born Dirk Banks, and he was arrested in Florida on Thursday night in connection with an alleged plot targeting rapper...
Quando Rondo.
But resulted in which resulted in the fatality of his cousin, who was killed in 2022.
So the cousin, he was part of Little Durk's record label with a couple more of artists, and then it's coming like Little Durk was in connection of trying to retaliate back of the situation. So
it says the arrest follows accusations against 5 others connected to his music business, OTF, earlier the same day. Authorities believe the plot was a retaliation, as you said, for the 2020 murder of the Chicago rapper King Von, who was killed in a shooting outside Monaco Hookah Lounge in Atlanta.
Yeah.
It says that he's a Grammy Award-winning Chicago rapper. He has been arrested, as we heard, on a federal criminal complaint alleging he conspired with others to murder a rival rapper, resulting in the shooting and murder that took place in a gas station near Beverly Center Shopping Mall in Los Angeles in August 2022. An attack that resulted in a family member, as we said, of the rival being shot and coming to his demise. The Justice Department announced today that Dirk Banks, 32, aka Little Durk, was arrested near Miami International Airport late on Thursday on a complaint charging him with a conspiracy to use interstate facilities to commit for hire, resulting in death. Now, he made his initial appearance this afternoon in court, and his arraignment is expected to occur in Los Angeles, excuse me, which is going to be coming in the following weeks. It says he's been charged with orchestrating a cold-blooded murder that resulted in the death of a rival family member, which they said already. And they gave so the attorney has said that not only that the shooting occurred in open at a gas station, leaving many other people at risk of being hurt. It was at an intersection, and as they said, it endangered many others in the area. Violent gun crime of this sort is devastating to our community, and we will have zero tolerance for those who perpetrate such callous acts of violence. Say it again. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Boss man in Harrow, not that OFB. But yeah, big up yourself. Big up
And Lollipop
Lollipops.
Pops.
Yeah.
Right. So what I want to say is, when is this thing going to end? Because as you can clearly see, it's a retaliation because, you know, you done that to me, now I'm going to come and do that to you. You done that, we done that. So going back and forth, until there's one man standing. until they reach 50 years of age, and then they're like, oh, do you know what? Yeah, it's silly now. You know what I mean? 35 man is gone now. It don't make no sense. It's just me and Robbie left. You know what I mean? What is this about, man?
I actually never knew Little Dirk was part of this, so it is shocking and surprising.
So what I want to know is, so like, and not to be fun, you're not good because you got foiled. So whoever you went to or whatever, I don't know, but your team got foiled, and so luckily they got to you before you was able to do the act, or get that before the person was able to, thank God, come to their demise. I'm thinking to myself, so because you got caught and you wasn't able to, the assignment wasn't done. Do you think they're going to retaliate again, or do you think, do you think they're going to retaliate again, or do you think they're just going to leave it? Because if something does happen to that person, then you might straight away look back at Dirk and say, it's him. If you leave it for some time, and then like to a point where nobody ain't going to think of him, because that's happened so long ago now that they don't think of him. But I don't know. I feel like they're going to come back again, because I feel like it's tit for tat. They're going backwards and forwards. It was a retaliation, and I feel like because the job wasn't actually done and you didn't succeed in what you wanted to do, I feel like they're going to come back again and do it. But not right now. It's a bit hot right now. You know what I mean? Attention's been drawn to it. It's in the spotlight right now. So when it dies down and stuff like that, I believe that because you're not happy, innit? One of yours, and so it's payback time. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you know that sometimes they gold each other, so the other side might even be golding them because you tried and you never succeeded. You know what I mean? And you know how they like to gold. So I'll be interested to. And I don't understand why these rappers, you're talented. You know what I mean? You've got a talent. You're making money. You can have most of the things that you want in life. Any girls, you know, they've got girls all around them. So why do you want to like cut our life short by doing these things or going inside and all the rest of it? Like, why? Do you know what I mean?
I think it's because they feel like they can get away with it, but at the end they get caught on doing the things that they was thinking of doing. And
I think some of it is to do with pressure as well. I feel like people care too much of what people think and how they look and how they're perceived and stuff like that. And so if they, I don't know, if they do something and they're not seen as being cool, or, you know, they didn't handle it right, so they feel like they've got to do things in a way because of people are looking and what people are going to say, and like people just need to grow up. Do you get me? But like I said, you know, like you see like, or like in America, some of the guys in their heydays, when they were like going backwards and forwards with the ops kind of thing, so to speak, now they speak because they've gotten older now, they've gotten kids, their kids have gotten kids, they've got grandchildren, and they realise this was silly, it was for nothing. But you know, you have to get to a certain age first, go through certain things, take a couple of losses before, which is a shame, before you say to yourself, you know what, you get me, enough of that now. You get me?
Yeah. And imagine 50 Cent put Little Dirk in I think it was one of the finale episodes of Power. So yeah, and then to hear that he was part of the like connection of trying to retaliate back, I feel like that's bad. I feel like that's bad. Yeah.
And all right, and just a little quick thing about 50 Cent.
Right. 50 G-Unit.
DJ Kai's boy.
Oh yeah, look right here. 50 Cent as well.
G-Unit. Yeah, so apparently he has reportedly locked down a massive 15 million deal, go on 50, for a series of 6 shows at the PH Live inside Planet Hollywood Resort and Casino. So it says shows will be commencing in December 2025. It says 50 Cent owns Fair Spirits. Brand, which hosts an exclusive New Year's Eve celebration as one of the performances. One thing I can say that I like about 50 is that, like, I don't know, like, he's got his hand in a lot of pots. I think he's very clever and I think he's very smart. He's a bad troll though. He's very troublesome. But that makes me laugh about him as well. He's got that kind of I don't care attitude.
But people feel like 50 Cent just does it out of nowhere. But now I know it's actually not. People come for him. And then, but the people that's like on the outside, they're not seeing what people do to him. So when he's there on Instagram doing what he does, it's like people are thinking, oh, 50 Cent, why are you just coming at that person?
But why wouldn't they show us though? Because if Lisa done something, which is why he's saying that, then why wouldn't they say us? Oh, why wouldn't they show us? Oh, you know, 2 weeks ago Lisa said this about him. But he is very like that. He's very revengeful like that. If you do him something, but people don't really do him anything. He's not really played about with. People don't really say much on him. They don't do nothing to him.
That's because once you trouble 50 Cent, 50 Cent isn't on it.
And it's
just
like
say
he's
it
like
how
a
it
cat with
is.
9 lives, because how much times was he attempted to?
9
do you get me?
times,
And
yeah.
he's still here.
And he's strong.
Yeah.
The goat.
But he's very stubborn though, because his eldest son, who he doesn't,
Marquise Jackson.
who looks like him a lot.
a lot, yeah.
He and also I think he's of the age now where he's 50. You know, when it comes to CSA, he doesn't have to pay for CSA. I don't think he ever supported him though. And I think it's the mum as well. I don't think 50 and the mum get on.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on there. And I think at some point, I think maybe the son even, I don't know, took up for the mum or told him certain
he
things,
did.
because he's not
Yeah.
trying to play with the son at all. He's not claiming him nothing. I swear I see the son one time saying he was like he was struggling. His daddy's not helping him. Am I wrong?
I think that was about wanting child support. I think, yeah. And then, if I'm honest, can't remember what 50 Cent had said. But hopefully 50 Cent and his older son Marquise, hopefully they can talk and have a good talk and hopefully squash.
They're not going
what
to.
they have
He's very
and just-
stubborn. And another thing as well, like not like that. Even if you are struggling, just because your mum or your dad's got money doesn't mean that you know what I mean. You're going to be living a life of luxury. Like money's hard to come by. People have to work hard to reach certain levels and to reach certain goals and stuff like that. I don't like the idea of like someone who's got money, people just thinking they can freeload just because you've got it. Not like that, you get me? But if you're just there giving out hand, you must look after people, don't get me wrong, do you know what I mean? Because God's blessed you and you must bless others, but you got to know what you're doing. You won't have any money left if you're just doing this and that because I've got it, do you know what I mean? When you ain't got now, who can do what for you? So you have to be clever, do you get me? But he's very clever. He's got his hands in a lot of pots.
He's
He's
an
constantly
actor.
generating money. He's got clothing line, trainer lines, he's in
G-Unit
films,
clothing
he's got his
line.
music. He does,
Got
He's
his
like,
TV shows,
what does he not do?
movies.
Like he's really, so like he's popping. He's
And he also wrote a couple songs. You know, the song Next, You're My Wifey.
Okay.
He wrote that song, and then LL Cool J, Paradise.
really.
You're my
Okay, he's really singing though, like really.
No,
okay.
I'm just making people know.
Yeah,
if
you
they
could just
don't
tell
know.
us the title of it.
So Paradise. So yeah, and I think he wrote for Diddy. I think.
You wrote for Diddy.
Yeah, one of his songs. Can't remember what song. Yeah.
He didn't really think with Diddy like that, though, did he?
No.
They weren't really like tight like that.
No.
I don't think he was into my man's freakiness, but yeah. All right. So I'm just gonna tell you a little quick story, and then we're gonna play some more music for a second. All right. So it is about it was road rage, but not on my end. So I was driving, and then you probably ain't gonna know the road, but I'm coming up to a junction where you've got 3 lanes. So you've got one to turn right, you've got one that goes straight over, and then you've got one that turns left. And I was going to go in the lane to go left. There was a guy in the middle lane, and now I realise he clearly wanted to go in the left lane, but because there's a keep clear sign on the floor, and he's in the second lane, he was waiting there to come over. I didn't care about the keep clear sign because I know my area, and I know you don't get a ticket there, and I wasn't going to be blocking anybody, so I was fine to hang on it I was fine to hang on it. So once I've gone in it, I could see he's angry. He's ebbed the car forwards as much as he can. He's practically touching the car bumper in front, and he's looking at me seething, and I'm finding it quite amusing, listening to my music. It's all good. It's a nice day. I'm actually late for work. No, I'm not late for work, but if I mess about, I'm going to be late for work. So I'm actually going to the petrol station. So when the lights go green now, he should be going straight over because that's the lane that you're in. But he comes beside me, so he comes on my right-hand side. There's no space for him. And he proceeds to pass my car. He does pass my car, and he passes my car, and all you hear is this, scrape. He's scraping my car. And so I'm in the car screaming because, sometimes things sound worse than what it looks like. So I'm in the car screaming. I'm going mad. I can't say on here what I was saying, but I'm going mad because I'm thinking that there's some big, big damage, and you're scraping my car. You're that angry that you wanted to go around me. And you're not a good driver because you're scraping my car, so you're damaging my car as you're doing it. So now I'm angry. Now he's gone in front of me. So he can obviously hear that he's damaged my car. So now he wants to get away from me. So he's in front of me, but he quickly he sees a little gap, and then he ends up 2 cars in front of me because he's jumped traffic. So my petrol's really, really low. So now I'm left with the thought of do I just go to the petrol station and leave it? Or do I chase this man because I'm going to be late for work, but at the same time, you've damaged my car and someone needs to pay for it. And also I want to say, I was driving a rental, not a courtesy car, because my car was in the garage, so it's not even mine. And I thought, I ain't going to be billed with this, my man, he needs to pay for that. So, and there's a lot of traffic as well, so the traffic is kind of creeping, so he can't really get away, do you know what I mean? So I'm watching him, and every now and then he keeps on coming out and, you know, trying to get away, you know what I mean, and dipping him where he can in cars in front of him, but I'm on him. So when he realised now that I wasn't having it, and I wasn't going to stop following him, he's pulled over, but at this point it's too late now, because I am really angry, and I'm literally in the car thinking to myself, what am I going to do? I can't afford to keep on chasing him because my petrol could run out, and then now I'm going to be stand on the side of the road with no petrol, and my man's going to be in Ipswich. So in the end, I'm like, right, forget this. I can still, when he's dipping in and out, I can still like kind of see his registration. So I do the sound effect again. So I take down his registration, and I end up calling the police. And so I'm on the phone to them now. So now I've got your registration number, so I ain't got time to be chasing. I'm going to be late for work. So now I'm happy to park up, give the police your details, and then they can deal with you, and you can pay for this thing, yeah? This lovely damage that you've done. So now he's stopped now, and now he's walking back to my car, but now I don't want to talk. It's road rage, yes, Mandy, road rage at its finest, this man. So now, I don't want to talk anymore. I'm so angry as well. Now I'm late for work, and I'm so angry, and I'm enraged, and I still haven't managed to see what damage is on this car. So I come out now, and it's got one big kind of scrape up thing on the side, like he mashed over the driver's door and the passenger door, and I'm just thinking, ooh, yeah, you gonna pay for this today. So now he's walking over to the car, and I say to him, the window was up, but I put it down. I go to him, don't come and talk to me now. You've got me chasing like a madwoman, and now you want to come and talk to me. Why you get you? And I said to him, you know, your temper's really, really bad. You've got really bad road rage, and you're not good at it. You know what I mean? You've gone to overtake me, you scraped my car, you damaged it in the process. You were seething. Like, that's terrible. How old are you? Do you get me? This man proceeds to take out his phone, and he's recording me. That's winding me up even more. Why are you recording me like I've done something? So I take out my phone, I record you. You're the one that's damaged my car. You just give me your details and let's just get this. But anyway, forget all that. I say to him, I don't want to speak to you. You've made me chase you for how long? I'm on the phone to the police now. I've got your registration. Just wait for the confirmation when they contact you or whatever. Oh, you know, you don't need to call them. We can sort this out ourselves. I'm like, oh, after you finish dragging me all the way down Labrador Grove Road, all the way downtown, because you thought you were going to get away, but I wasn't having it. I thought the petrol's going to cut out on me today, but I needed to take his registration. Once I got that, I was fine. Then when he came now, I felt a bit bad for him, but I said to him, don't ever do that again. I don't ever think you're going to do that. We're in traffic as well. You're not very clever. You're not clever at all. You should have done it on a day when there was no traffic. Maybe you would have got away, but I would have put my foot down. He wouldn't have gone nowhere. But anyway, in the end, I felt sorry for him. So I go to the police. It's okay. He's here now. I will deal with it with him. And then I took his details. And at first I was going to be nice to him. And I was going to be like, you know, I might just tell them, because after a while speaking to him, he seemed cool. We laughed it off, and you know what I mean, we even hugged, yeah, and he apologized. So you know, I was cool, and I was gonna let him off, and then I thought, no, I'm not, because you know, I'm not like that. I thought about it. I just thought like the way that you drove off, and the way you didn't try to own it, and the way you tried to get away. I thought no, and the way I was stressed when I was chasing you, not realizing, not knowing how the situation was going to end up. I thought no, you're going to pay for it. So that was my little story of my little road rage. But I'm a safe driver. Do you know what I mean? I'm a safe driver. I've never crashed into anybody. I don't have accidents. Do you know what I mean?
And there was another one that you told me. I think it was when again, but one driver was trying to overtake you, but then you ended up just driving past him. But then he was upset with you, and then when he tried to race you, he crashed his car. Remember?
Yeah.
And then you
Sorry, that's
left. It's not funny, but yeah.
Instant karma. I remember that. The man was going fast. He was going fast. In fact, I got out of his way. He didn't try to overtake me. I'm driving. I could hear something coming at like some kind of speed. So he's making me feel conscious. I didn't even know if it was a female or it was a male, but I was assuming it was a male. This car's coming fast, right? Like he's on Formula One. And the road is 20 miles per hour, and I'm doing my normal 20 or whatever, and he's going fast. So I just go over to the side, because I'm not into the drama. You want to drive like you're on Formula One, let me come out of your way, big man, and let me just let you do what you're doing. So I went to the side of my car, and as I went to the side, he just plowed into something. Well, I mean, I'm laughing now, but you know, it wasn't actually. I was actually quite scared. I was like, oh my God, is he okay? When I drove past the car, I didn't even look in there too deep, because I don't like blood and them something there, so I didn't really look in the car. But I thought instant karma. You're driving the car like a madman on a road that's 20 miles per hour. He must have been doing 50 or 60, and he clearly lost control. And straight into the thing he went, straight into it, and I just rolled past, doing my 20, carry on going where I was going. Do you get me? And I just thought, that's why we should really listen to the road and the traffic rules. Yeah. Do you get me? Straight instant karma, mate. It was a nice BMW as well. So.
But I don't know why people do that though. Sometimes they be silly on the road, like they don't.
It's
know
true,
how
you
to
know,
drive
dash cam
and
is so much.
things
It's
like
true
that.
because sometimes when things happen, if you've got those kind of things, then it just saves all arguments. Sake, and you just look at the dash cam. It's going to tell you exactly who was at fault, who did what, and all the rest of it. I think cars. They say that every car has a black box, but yet still, when you have an accident or so, they still need the relevant information from you. Like they can't just go to the black box but apparently most cars have a black box that picks up, I think, what you're saying and records what the car does and stuff. So. But like I said, when it comes to certain things, they don't seem to be able to use this black box. And do you know what I mean? To thing, where can you do over 20 in London? Worst place to drive. I know, right? Seriously. Yeah, okay, no, like if you go on the dual carriageway and thing that you can do like 40 and 50, but it's true. Main road is 20. Sometimes not like that. Sometimes when you're doing 20, it feels like you're not going anywhere. You can just feel everything just going by so slowly. It's like it just feels. I mean, you stick to the thing and I do 20, but it does feel like really, really slow. And then you get them people where you're meant to be doing 20 and they're like doing 15 or 11. And it's like, oh come on. Like, come on, man. You know what I mean? Like 20 feels like slow enough already, and then you're here like driving like Mrs. Marple. It's like it's madness. But yeah. And I think that should I give one more story? No, I think we'll play some tunes. Then I'll be back.
Right, want to play a couple more songs.
And thanks for the idea, man, DM. The story of Danielle. Nice one.
Yeah, big up everyone that's looked in.
Yep.
Right, we're going to be back in a sec, but I'm just going to play more songs. And yeah.
Baby, tell me if you like it. It's me and you now. I've been waiting. Think I wanna make that move now. Baby, tell me how you like it.
So big up Mandy M, big up Fraser Norris, big up Dav Alec. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. I think Aza. Sorry. Abdul, the Uber driver, bigger Dodge, the whole of the Choice FM family. Yeah. So
big up Mandy
thanks
M.
for locking in and looking again next week. Ciao, ciao.
We're out.
Hey, this is Say, and you are listening to Choice